On this Roots and Reflections, we continue exploring the mysteries of Jerusalem with archaeologist Eli Shukron. Last time, Eli took us into an underground compound that long ago was part of the citadel protecting Jerusalem's water supply at the Gihon Spring. The amazing complex dates back to the time of Melchizedek, king of Salem, or ancient Jerusalem 3,800 years ago. Eli showed us what he believes is the altar used by Melchizedek, priest of God Most High, who blessed the patriarch Abraham. Today, we're starting lower down at the Pool of Siloam, topographically the lowest point of Jerusalem when Yeshua walked these streets.
This is the Pool of Shiloach, and we're now in the Pool of Shiloach. You know that all this area was covered with dirt. No one knew where is the real Pool of Shiloach till 2004. Everyone pointed in the end of the Hezekiah tunnel. And what's happened? In 2004, the municipality wanted to build here a pipe, and the bulldozer was working, doing a channel all the way here in this place, and then he scratching that stone. But the bulldozer has a finger.
Yeah.
So everything was covered with the dirt. No one saw the stone.
Right.
I was here just taking a photo, and then I heard scratching that stone, and then I stopped him and told them, I know that there's something here. I want to clean. I want to see what is here. So I start to clean it, and I found 1, 2, 3 stones, and that's it. This is the finding the Pool of Siloam by me. I found it in 2004 by hearing that the bulldozer walking here and scratching the stone, and then I took the dirt off, and then I found that.
Come on, you could have been in New York, you could have been in Tel Aviv, you could have been anywhere else in the world at that moment, but
Yeah,
you were here.
I was here. And if I was here 5 minutes before, 5 minutes later, that's it. No one say, oh, and what I'm saying, this is blessed by God.
So it was just from what you heard.
For my hearing, that I just heard the bulldozer scratching the stone. And then, after that, I found it, and that's it.
Now this has great significance for Christians everywhere, not just Jewish people.
Yeah. Look, we're talking about the first century, all the people in Jerusalem, they are Jewish people. Everyone going to the temple, to worship God in the temple.
Right.
And what the New Testament tells us, that Jesus put a mud on the eyes of the blind man and sent him to wash his face in the Pool of Shiloah, here.
Yes, it says here in John chapter 9, it says, now as Yeshua, Jesus, passed by, he saw a man who was blind from birth. He spat on the ground, made clay with the saliva, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. And he said to him, go wash in the Pool of Siloam, or Shiloah,
Yeah.
which is translated sent. So he went and washed and came back seeing.
Where we are?
Right there.
Right there. Who found it? and look, this is amazing, because the moment that I hear that and I say, okay, it must be something there, that's it. If I say, I hear that and say, oh, it's okay, let's go.
They just keep working and moving rocks.
And everything was covered with the dirt, with the pipe. No one can be in the real place. We want to see the truth. We want to see where it was the real place. And this is the real place.
So, Eli, an important question. This looks like part of a much bigger platform or area.
Yeah. All the pool going that way into the garden, but this is belong to the Greek Orthodox. It's a private property, and we cannot do excavation in private property without permission from them. And because that, one day we will continue to do the excavation that way. But the most important, we found it. We are in the Pool of Siloam. This is the same pool that the Bible talks about. This is the important.
Eli Shukron is quite a celebrity. Everybody at the City of David knows Eli, and he's even recognized by pilgrims and tourists from around the world who've heard of his discoveries. They want to have photos taken with the famed archaeologist or ask for his autograph.
Nice to meet you. I found it. So also around the Gihon Spring, a lot of finding. I directed all the excavation here, like more than 18 years, close to 20 years, doing all the excavations. So all what he's seeing, this is part of my excavation. I want to give you something. This is the photo of my hand, all the gold bell of the high priest. Okay, you remember the high priest? It was an endowment for 72 gold bell.
Yes.
The only one that ever found by me, and I'm holding that. And you know that the only artifact that we have in the Holy of the Holy that found that was in the Holy of the Holy, I'm holding that. So I'm touching something that was in the Holy of the Holy in the temple before 2,000 years ago. It's interesting.
Very.
You can check this hand.
Have you ever wanted to come and experience firsthand the land of Israel, to walk in the footsteps of Jesus, or gain a greater understanding of the Bible? We run regular Roots and Reflections tours to Israel and would be delighted to host you and your family for the opportunity of a lifetime as you come and experience the land of the Bible with us. To receive more information on our tours, register your interest today. Either call the number on the screen, email us at barry@rootsforyou.tv, or go to our website. We look forward to seeing you in Israel.
Now, Ellie doesn't know it, but I've actually escaped while he is touring with a group for a few minutes. I decided to take a lunch break and come back to Machne Yehuda, where we once visited. We're going to look for a great place to eat that you've never tried before, something you don't know about. Come on, let's check it out. So I know there's a couple places here we gotta try, so we're gonna look for these restaurants. But while we search for the Jachnun bar, I'm going to teach you our word of the week, shuk. This is the Machne Yehuda market, or shuk. I want you to understand some Hebrew for when you come to Israel, and the word shuk is an important one for getting around. Here at the shuk, you can get fruits and vegetables, or just about anything you might need. At this shuk, there are trendy restaurants and cafes. Jachnun bar zepo? So that. Yeah, maybe. So repeat after me. Shuk. Shuk. You can take the light rail, the Rekevet Hakala, to the shuk for shopping. So remember, the shuk. Well, here's the scoop on this place. Jachnun, I got to know because of Batya's origins. Her folks coming from Yemen. Yemenite Jews ate a lot of Jachnun. So this is called the Jachnun bar. So the music is hip, but let's give it a try. Hello. Shakshuka Malawa.
Malawak, malawak, malawak. Why?
So what's happening here is it's all fresh. It's all great organic ingredients. Shakshuka Malawak, you're about to see. It's actually cooking eggs with tomatoes and putting all sorts of stuff that I get to choose. What I want you all to do is when you come to Machne Yehuda, I want you to stop at the Jachnun bar. It's not the only outlet, but one of theirs. It's one of these just really tasty, a bit greasy foods, but you can fill it with mashed tomatoes, chlug, which is harif or spicy, hummus, green tahina, cream cheese, Lebanese cheese, fried onion, eggplant, fried cauliflower, red onion, parsley, scallions, pickles, olives, hot pepper, egg, tuna, corn, mushrooms, yellow cheese, feta cheese, and toasted baguette. You can have it all here, and the calories are just amazing. Look at that. I don't even know if I should share this with any of you. You may just have to come to Jerusalem to eat this yourself, but let me think about it.
We'll show you how to accept
Oh.
an award. And we're definitely not going to end this.
This is scrumptious. This is beautiful. This is like nothing you would believe.
We'll show you this beautiful woman.
Shakshuka Malawa. I really recommend it. So here we go. One for me. And one for you. I'm just heading back from a great lunch now, back to Ellie, who I'm sure hasn't missed me one bit. But on my way back, I was thinking about the movie Ben-Hur, which I saw again recently, and I recommend to all of you to go see it. Because Ben-Hur was a Judean who overcame the Roman charioteer Marcellus in the chariot races at the Hippodrome that are referred to being in Jerusalem. Now, where is this Hippodrome? It's mentioned in the writings of Josephus Flavius. So they, the Judean zealots, distributed themselves into 3 parts and pitched their camps in 3 places, one at the north side of the temple, another at the south side by the Hippodrome, and the 3rd part were at the palace on the west. The Tyropaean Valley is over my shoulder here, where the houses are on the cliffs. Under these houses is possibly where the seats of the Hippodrome were. And the southern side of the temple this way, that could very well have been where the Hippodrome was in Jerusalem. When the second temple model of Jerusalem was housed on the grounds of the Holy Land Hotel, it depicted the Hippodrome, south of the temple. Some years ago, when the model was transferred to the Israel Museum, experts decided to remove the Hippodrome, saying there was no archaeological evidence ever discovered to confirm its ancient location. Well, I'm back with Eli Shukron, who discovered the underground water channel that connected the pool of Siloam to the Jewish temple from 2,000 years ago. I was right. He never missed me. Eli is such a friendly, outgoing archaeologist, and he's been found by more fans, including one lady from my hometown of Detroit.
Yeah, hi.
Take a picture, please.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Kimberly.
What is your name?
Kimberly.
So if you, because he's a nice guy, I have some picture to give you.
We continue now up the tunnel towards the Temple Mount.
And we're in the courtyard before that build between the pool and the stairs, the street that go all the way to the temple. And this is where we are. You can see the original stone.
Yes.
And on that stone, the people before 2,000 years ago was walking. They was walking on that stone where we are now. This is the original stone. And from here we're going to see the street, part of the street that connected the pool with the temple. Let's go. And if we are looking from here, we can see the water that came from the Gihon spring through the Hezekiah tunnel all the way here below this area. You can see it.
So this actually connects with this Gihon spring that we were talking so much about.
And this is the same water. This is a courtyard.
Courtyard.
That courtyard built between the street to the pool. And it was a line of colonnade of pillar started from one side of the pool all the way to the other side of the pool. The pillar that we've seen here, it's part of the pillar. This is 2,000 years old. And so what we have a street that coming here, and from here you're crossing the colonnade and we're going inside to the pool. All that built before more than 2,000 years ago,
So
first century.
So we can pretty much assume that disciples, the apostles in the 1st century AD walked along this way, went to the pool. Jesus, Yeshua, went and healed the blind man. It all happened around here.
Look, all the pilgrimage people that came to Jerusalem in that time, I think, came to the pool, because we're talking about 1 acre of pool that built as a stairs, so a huge place. All the people go inside to the pool to purify themselves once. It was a huge ritual bath, and from here, after they are pure, they're starting to go to the temple. You must be pure before you go to the temple.
Yes.
And this is it, this is the way.
Yes. Wow.
This is the beginning of the street that's going up to the temple. And if you look here, we can see the stairs. This is the first stairs that take the people to the temple. From here, the people start to ascend to the temple. This is the way to go to the temple, from here, from these steps.
So many famous people have stepped on this step.
Of course. Everyone that going into the temple, everyone that go to the pool must to go that steps. You're right.
I just want to be part of the history so that
You're part of the history, of course.
one day in 1,000 years somebody will say, Barry Segal and Eli Shukron
Was
walked
walking
up the
to
first steps
to the temple. Yeah.
So I noticed something here. You're showing us the steps that walk up to the temple. Now, one is a shorter step, one is like a plateau, a short step, a plateau, a short step. Why is that?
Because to make the walk to the temple more easy, because if you're always walking on the stairs, the small stairs, it's more harder. Now you're walking 1, and then you do 2, 3, easy. You relax yourself, and then 4, you're climbing. Then again, then you climbing again. This make your way to the temple to worship God more easy. You're not running to the temple.
You're contemplating, you're almost like meditating, praying
Yes.
as you're ascending to the temple.
If you want to sing some song from wherever, you're doing that in that way. And this is the go to walk to the temple. This is the way to the temple.
Now, one question as we're talking about archaeology, when all these types of places, as you have discovered and uncovered, and other archaeologists, has it made some archaeologists or scientists or historians much more a believer in what the Bible has written?
Look, even you believe, even you not believe, you have it here.
The evidence is here.
The evidence is here. So you can believe, you cannot believe, but it's still here. So this is forever for the world. So what I did here when I excavated, it's for all the people in the world. You can see, you can touch, you can smell, you can do whatever you want. You can understand the Bible better. If you want to believe, and this make you more believer, it's great. Take it with you and feel it, because this is part of the history of Jerusalem.
After walking these steps, I feel totally a part of history.
Let's go. And the stairs take us from one part of the street to the other part of the street, but we are below the street because the street above us. So we are below the street.
So this would have still been covered back then?
Yes. But we are in the channel for the rainwater that built below the street level. 15 meters above us. This is the foundation, the beginning of the surface, the beginning of the old city wall.
15 meters above us? That's a long way up.
It's a long way up. This is also part of my excavation. When I started the excavation in the pool of Siloam, in the pool of the Shiloh, I say, okay, we must to give the people to understand what it means to walk from the pool to the temple, to give them the experience. How you give them the experience? By walking, real walking, not taking a taxi, not taking buses, real walking from the pool to the temple, like we did. What we did, we walked from the pool of Siloam after we purify ourselves. This is what happened before 2,000 years ago, and then you walk to the temple. We have also, we're very close to our festival that was in the temple before 2,000 years ago. It was the Tabernacle Festival, or Sukkot in Israel.
Sukkot, yeah.
Sukkot, what the people was doing?
So
Purify themselves.
Come up to Jerusalem, the temple.
Come up to the Jerusalem, then go into the pool, purify themselves. After they're pure, walk into the temple. Which way? This way, the way that we did just now. If you're looking here, we can see that the rock cutting and turned. So it means this is the corner of the Temple Mount. Southwest corner of the Temple Mount. From here, the southern wall going that way. From here, western wall going that way.
Wow.
And this is the corner where we are now.
Wow.
This is the corner of the temple. You see the channel going outside of the Temple Mount. Why it's going outside of the Temple Mount? Because we have rainwater. We don't know what's going in that water. So it's not a pure water. It's a dirty water. So how we can take the channel below a pure area? It must be outside of the temple. And if you look, we can see how they build the arches, because the channel here, it's more wide, so it's more easy to cover this channel with the arch. Let's go this way. We can see that this channel cutting a cistern from the first temple period. It was a neighborhood here from the first temple period, and that cistern was was part of that neighborhood, and houses that was built above it. You can see it, and when they build the channel, they cut this system because they don't need it anymore. And this is what we have here. You can see here the shaft that's going all the way up above. If we are looking here, we can see the stone of the western wall here, the foundation of the western wall. And if you look, we can see that stone up above. There, you see that stone? This stone came from the street above us. When the Romans destroyed, the Robinsons destroyed the western wall, all the arch was falling down and pushing inside of the channel this stone. This stone came from the destruction of the temple.
Yeah, there was a quote that said, "Not one stone will stand upon another."
Yeah.
So the Romans just toppled the stone.
Toppled the stone, destroyed the stone. This is what they did. You know, when you are doing excavation, you found a lot of finding. One of the most important finding that found here in this area was the gold bell. We can see here the gold bell. That gold bell found here in the channel. And this was part of the high priest. On the garment of the high priest, on the bottom of the garment of the high priest, part of the official dress of the high priest. Exodus 28. They're talking about how the dress of the high priest was look like, right? And talking about the gold bell and the pomegranate. Here we can see the gold bell that was on the garment of the high priest. 72 gold bells, amazing. The only one that found here. And what I'm saying, this is the gold bell that was in the Holy of the Holy. The only artifact that we know from the first century that was in the Holy of the Holy before 2,000 years ago, it was.
So you can't find its owner anymore, and you don't know his name.
I don't know his name. Maybe we will find some, but we will see.
But I heard something very special. You mentioned about the sound of the bell had a unique sound.
The sound of the bell, it's a very unique sound because the sound of the bell connected with the Egyptian sound. Ancient Egyptian sound, it's very, very important because ancient Egyptian sound, this is where the people of Israel came from.
That's right, Joseph, his brothers.
So Aaron, were there in the desert, making the dress.
When you found the golden pomegranate, did you hear any sounds?
Because it looked like a ball. I didn't saw the clipper.
Right.
And then what I did, I shake it, and then I understand there's a bell inside. It's make a sound. It's make a noise. So I say, oh, it's a bell because it's make a. And then what I say, oh, this is very, very, very important. This is the gold bell of the high priest.
You know, Eli, I've never felt so proud as I have just this moment, knowing that I am a descendant of the Levites. I feel like I'm part of the temple. I'm part of history. And something beautiful has happened.
Here, Barry, if you are looking here, You can see that stone. This is the stone of the Western Wall. And I want to tell you something. All this area, when I excavate this area, all this area was covered with dirt. The last people that saw that stone before this time, this is the worker that built it. After that, they covered it with the dirt, and that's it. No one saw that stone. Till I came and excavated and I found it again. And now all the people in the world can come to see the foundation of the Western Wall. You see, it's not a smooth, it's a wild stone. Why? Because this is the stone of that was in the foundation. No one saw that stone because they don't need to be so nice, so beautiful. Just a stone, as it is, beautiful. 2,000 years old. They built it in the beginning of the 1st century. Amazing. This is the first line of the stone.
That's the actual first line.
First line of the stone.
On bedrock?
On bedrock. You can see it's on bedrock. This is the first line of stone that built it. And from here, they start to build the Western Wall. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And I found that, I touched it, I cleaned the dirt from the stone. Just amazing.
Eli, I have learned something about the mysteries of Jerusalem.
No, it's not just a mystery, it's underground Jerusalem.
Underground
We've
Jerusalem.
been in the bottom of Jerusalem, in the foundation of Jerusalem. It was great to be with you, Barry.
And great to be with you. I look forward to many more passages that we can walk through time together.
God bless you.
Bless you. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Bye-bye.